It's Wednesday, that means it's time for another episode of WakeEd Wednesdays. Hello and welcome to WakeEd Wednesdays. I'm Tim LaValle, Vice President of Policy and Research at WakeEd Partnership. In this week's episode, we're going to talk about WakeEd's priorities for the upcoming session, which opens today at the General Assembly. First, we want to take a moment to discuss the demonstration of teachers that's going on in Raleigh today, bringing together thousands of teachers from across the state who are trying to carry forward a message to the General Assembly about the needs of teachers in the classroom. WakeEd supports teachers. It's the one thing we do most of all, and we have advocated for years for increasing teacher pay, not only just to the national average, but also to value teacher pay based on the expertise and the education required for teachers in the classroom, and to make sure that they're on par with other professions with similar requirements. This year, we'd like to see the General Assembly increase teacher pay throughout the scale. We would like to see perhaps a 5 to 6% increase this year, as well as making sure that it carries out throughout the whole scale, not just being focused on teachers either in the early part of their profession or mid-career, but maybe even further on into later career. When it comes to principal pay, we know that last year the General Assembly made changes that affect how principals are paid. Under the previous method of paying principals, there were something like 2,500 different ways a principal could be paid in North Carolina, and that's not an exaggeration. Last year, the General Assembly adopted a new plan which was based around the number of students in the school and the growth component in terms of student performance of the school. And what that created was a situation where principals were left possibly losing money just simply by the fact that they were making more than what the growth chart or the number of students in the tiers allowed for. We're calling for several changes to that law, starting with an additional investment in principals to bring principal pay in North Carolina to be more competitive with the rest of the southern region of the United States. Before the change last year, North Carolina's principal pay was 50th in the nation, and the investment last year helped move that up a bit, and so what we're calling for is an additional increase to improve that even further. Second, we'd like to see a continuation of what is called a Hold-Harmless Provision. And what happened in the law last year was that principals who might have lost money in salary by way of changing the law were allowed to continue earning at that same rate of pay that they had previously, but only for 1 year. So what WakeEd would like to see is the General Assembly to go ahead and continue that, at least for the next several years, until the scale would catch up. Additionally, we would like to see the General Assembly focus on allowing school districts to, or even provide incentives to staff what are considered hard to staff schools, right? To find principals to lead underperforming schools. The law, because it has a student growth component, makes it very difficult for a top-notch principal to want to go to a school that doesn't have very good growth scores right now, or may not even be meeting growth. So the goal here would be to see the General Assembly acknowledge that some way in the changes that they make to the law this year. Finally, we'd like to see actually a change in the way the tiers are structured. Right now, the tiers of students start at 0 to 400 and then top out at 1,300 students. Well, Wake County Public Schools have a number of schools that are well above 1,300 students. Some middle schools are above 1,300 students, a couple of elementaries are pushing 1,300 students, and almost all of the comprehensive high schools in Wake County are over 2,000 students, or very close to 2,000 students. So a top tier of 1,300 really limits the ability of principals to earn based on the amount of responsibility that they have. And so WakeEd would like to see those tiers change as well. And this is one area where we're working with our statewide partners to join the voice at the General Assembly to make these changes. Don't forget to like this video, and please subscribe to our channel. Thank you, and I'll see you next week.